I think Malayalam cinema might just be the only industry that even today, writers remain the power centers. Bahubali had not happened, so we did not know of the word called pan-India. Okay, so we were just doing films. I had done films in Tamil. I know I did not get my first film because I was the best option at that point. I got my opportunity for my first film only because of my surname. So I've told him that, this opportunity will come your way. But what happens from here on is completely up to you. I remember when he was on his way to give his narration to Kajol, I was like, you have to tell me as soon as you finish if she's in or not.
I did not have any hassle dealing with veterans on my set.
Karan called me one day and told me, I'm sending you a script, just try and see if you can read it and see what you think. We were in the middle of a desert and a sandstorm came and we all had to run. I read the whole script on my mobile phone sitting inside a car.
Father and son are both debuting as directors, both making father and son films.
You'll always remember this film for the privilege to be able to work with actors.
For the right or wrong things, but yeah.
Hi Kayoze.
Hello.
Hi Prithviraj sir.
You can call me Prithvi, it's fine. Yeah.
That
Hello.
would be very nice.
Please do, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this interview for two counts. Of course, the first time I'm speaking to you professionally.
Yeah.
And with you, this is very exciting because we've been waiting for this debut
Yes,
for a
absolutely.
very long time.
Talking about it since Goa.
I know,
Yeah.
since Goa. And I also remember how you came into the production house wanting to be a director. I remember you were always wanting to be a
Dharma,
director.
Yes.
And then, of course, somewhere you became an actor.
Yes.
And then I think people always thought कि यार student of the year. But how is the student doing now?
I'm right now in my happiest place.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a director ever since I saw Jurassic Park in school.
What a great film.
And I wanted to be a man like Steven Spielberg who could create his own world.
Yeah.
So ever since then, the idea was to be a director. In the middle, I thought, let's become an editor. Strangely, but I enjoyed doing that. And then working with, when I worked with Kajol Irani, Ram Madhvani, then with Shakun, and then I came to Dharma, it was always director. It is just so happens that I bumped into Karan one day and he said, no, you have to do this film. And after a lot of saying, no, I don't know Parsi, Hindi and all that, please let me be. He said, no, you have to do it. But then I said, okay. My mother said, just keep quiet and do it. And I did it. But it's that experience. But the minute that got over, my focus always came back to directing.
Yeah,
And so when I'm sitting behind the monitor, that's the only place I want to be.
Yeah, and what a debut. I must say, I'm very excited about the cast. Prithvi sir, I don't know how I can do this. What do I call you?
Prithvi.
Prithvi.
Yeah.
So it's Prithvi and Kajol.
Yeah.
And of course, Ibrahim. But the idea of having the two of you together is very exciting for fans. I must ask you if you were aware of this. Your father and Kajol's mother did a film in 1980 together.
Yes.
And that, I think, somebody mentioned in the comments. And here you are doing this film together. Is there something that you think about, like the way life pans out?
While we were shooting for Sarzameen, I actually told Kajol that I think my dad and Tanuja ma'am has done a film together, but I'm not too sure.
Correct.
They may or may not have. But since the teaser of Sarzameen first hit, online was released, I've been getting so many screenshots and YouTube links and old video links of footage from that film that I've sent him one, I've sent Kajol a couple. So yeah, I mean, it's, I guess in its own way, it's quite beautiful that it's happening, and but that's only like a really nice
It's sweet.
thing to underline for me.
Absolutely.
For me, the headline is in terms of the cast that I got to work with Kajol, which I think is a privilege as an actor. She is just wonderful, like supremely skilled and great to be on set with. And I remember when he was on his way to give his narration to Kajol, I was like, you have to tell me as soon as you finish if she's in or not.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So
You
yeah, I
also-
mean, it was like a landmark day for the both of us when she said yes to the film.
How lovely. You also, you dip into the industries that you want to and wish to. And I think that's such a lovely place to be in because you've never
I
looked
don't
at...
actually. I mean, it's just these scripts just. I mean, I was I don't know if I've told you the story. I was shooting for a film called
I
Goat
think so.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Karan called me one day and told me that I'm sending you a script. Just try and see if you can read it and see what you think. And I was shooting for the film, and we were in the middle of a desert, and a sandstorm came, and we all had to run. And obviously, no vanity vans and all that, and we had to sit inside cars. It was just this lasted for a really long time, and the visibility was so poor that we couldn't sort of pack up, shoot, and go back to a camp. I read the whole script on my mobile phone, sitting inside a car.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. And then as soon as that day's shoot got over, I spoke to Karan and I said, I really want to do this. And this is quite a while back. So I'm just lucky enough that these scripts find their way to me. I don't know why. You should ask him actually.
Yeah. Talk to us about your casting crew.
Karan sir had initially suggested Prithvi sir to me. And the minute he suggested Prithvi sir, of course I knew of Prithvi sir, but I had not seen as many of the films. And I went and I saw 4 or 5 of the films, and it was a no-brainer. It was an absolute no-brainer for me. I'll tell you honestly, and I didn't realize at that point how lucky I got with the casting. I genuinely got lucky. I didn't have to do much. And so when Prithvi sir, I think we met one day in Bombay, he had also seen my short film.
Yeah.
And we met one day in Bombay, and we just hit it off, and we had a coffee. I don't think we mentioned the film once. We spoke about food.
That's great.
Yeah. And it was genuinely, when Prithvi sir was on set with me, it's just easy. It's just easy. It just goes smoothly. So this casting, it's not something that came off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but it is one of the luckiest darts to hit the bullseye.
Like, lucky or not, I'll tell you one thing. You'll always remember this film for the privilege to be able to work with actors.
For the right or wrong things, but yeah.
Oh no! When I said dip into other spaces, I meant that you have had the opportunity to come and watch how other people function.
Absolutely.
And I remember that you did that with Ayya, and we'll never forget that. And that was so fun, and that was such a tongue-in-cheek role.
Yeah.
And you allowed it. Let me put it that way, okay? And then with films like Naam Shabana, and that was a time when we were also, I think you were pan-India before pan-India. What do you have to say about that? Talk to us about those decisions that you made.
So Ayya happened when I was actually shooting in Malshe's Ghat for a Malayalam film, and Anurag Kashyap reached out to me and said, this really interesting film that I want to try and make, and it's the idea of it is based on a short film, a national award-winning short film that the same filmmaker has made in Marathi called Gandha, I think. Yeah. So he sent me Sachin Kundalkar's short film about this woman who's absolutely infatuated with the smell of this man. And I don't know if you've seen it, it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. So I said, wow, I mean, to make this into a feature film would... So then Sachin came and he spoke to me, and I realized that his feature film idea was just completely different to the short film. He had this really quirky, satirical take on romance, and I thought that was wonderful, to tell the story from the point of view of a girl and make the man the object of the desire. It was just really, as a filmmaker, it sort of really was very new to me. So I said, yeah, I mean, I'll just do it for the fun of it. And fun I had, a lot of it, okay? And a lot of great friends I made on set. Rani, of course, we still keep in touch. Sachin, for sure, Anurag. So that was that. And back then, this happened in 2010 or 11. Back then, Bahubali had not happened. So we did not know of the word called pan-India, okay? So we were just doing films. I had done films in Tamil. I had done films in Telugu. I did Ayya, then I did... what's the next film I did? Aurangzeb. Yes. So I was just doing films in different languages. I did not know that this is like a phenomenon called Pan-India. Strangely enough, the first person to actually talk to me about such a phenomenon, and he didn't call it Pan-India, was Karan Johar. Karan had offered me his film in the anthology that they did. I forget the name of the anthology.
Last Stories?
No. Bombay Talkies.
Bombay Talkies.
So he had offered me his film. So I didn't do it, one, because I didn't have dates, and I had just finished shooting another film where I played a gay man called Mumbai Police, which I believe recently got remade in Hindi. Yes, the same director remade it in Hindi, but I don't think they had the gay angle in the film. But I had just finished, and that film had not yet released. So I told Karan, I just finished shooting a film where I'm playing a game, and I don't want to do the same thing again. And plus, the timelines and all did not match. But one thing that distinctly stays in my memory from my first meeting with Karan is that him telling me, Prithvi, we are going into a time and age where skill and craft from different parts of the country are just going to keep migrating without borders in place. Wow. And, actors are going to be seen across industries, across languages. And look at where we are today. It's I'm right now coming from the sets of a Telugu film. I'm promoting a Hindi film. And I'm flying to London from here to shoot a Malayalam film. So
what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
What a time, I swear. Because you said Mumbai police, I remember, when I was sitting with, I always ask myself, why do I want to talk to who I want to talk to? If I don't have the answer, then it's going to be a hard one. But honestly, the question that led me to this interview was, when you started doing these films, Malayalam cinema as we know it today is extremely different from what it was. It wasn't fully, how do I put it? It wasn't fully the sort of nouveau or new age cinema that we're all talking about, even though it has a very rich cultural history. We know that some of the best films with Mr. Adur Gopal Krishnan were before that time. Were you in that time when it was fluxing, and now that you spend so much time in it, talk to us about that process for you as an actor and then a creator.
So I do think that all industries, in terms of regional industries in India, go through these phases where sometimes we start following trends and we lose focus and we end up in a place where we don't know what we are doing, and then lightning strikes and we realize, hang on, what were we originally good at? Why did we veer away from that? I don't know if I have the liberty to say this, since I'm basically a Malayalam actor, but I do think Hindi cinema the lightning is just striking now. That, okay, hang on, there's something that we know to do really well. Why are we not doing that? So, because I hear scripts from Hindi also, and I realize that filmmakers have started thinking that way, which is great. When I debuted in Malayalam, it was a time that I strongly believe, and it's just my opinion, you're more than welcome to not agree with me, but I strongly believe my debut happened, not just me, the group of actors that debuted around the same time. That was a time when Malayalam cinema had sort of lost focus on, what we were trying to emulate big ticket Tamil and Telugu films. I have done multiple films like that. Some of them have done really well, and I should be thankful that those are the films that have become a reason for me to exist today. But thankfully, then I think we sort of realized, hang on, we were always known for creating content-driven. We were never chasers of scale. We always thought of our industry thrived because writers are the power centers in Malayalam cinema. And that is something I still always repeat with a lot of pride, that of all the industries that I have worked in, I think Malayalam cinema might just be the only industry that even today, writers remain the power centers of cinema. A project is switched on by a writer. It is a writer who first meets an actor or a star. It is a writer who first switches on the idea. And more often than not, it is the writer and the star who's agreed to act in the writer's idea, who then discuss and think who's best to direct this. Who do we take this to produce, So that process, I don't think happens a lot outside of Malayalam cinema. And I hope that we never lose touch with that way of working. Having said that, like I started off, these are all phases, and Malayalam has had really bad phases in between. Currently, we are going through a great phase in terms of the content that we are coming up with. I hope that's a phase that lasts forever, but I'm experienced enough to know that it will not. It is cyclical. And very soon, the conversation will again come back to Hindi cinema. I remember I was a very busy actor and very much involved in Malayalam cinema when there was a sudden surge of filmmakers like Anurag and Vikramaditya Motwane and Hansal Mehta and all these people. And I remember so many conversations down south where we would say, man, how are these Hindi people doing this? How is Bollywood coming up with stuff like this? Like you talk about Malayalam right now, we have spoken the same way about Hindi cinema. So it's all,
That's amazing. Kayoze, I also think that, one of the blessings that you have for your film is that you have the experience of these amazing people around you. At the same time, you're a young first time new long format director. Yes. Okay, because you've made a short. Yes. How does one actually find their voice in the midst of so many voices that you actually would love to listen to?
Okay, so the thing is that one of the parts of being a director, I think, is to cast the film, right? So when you're casting a film and when you get Prithvi sir and Kajol ma'am, that is part of your directing. It is when you get them onto set, then you don't have to sit and mold and shape, because you know that they understand what you want and they'll give you what you want in variations, and then it's a thing here and a thing there. With the two of them, genuinely I'll say this, they are both legends in their fields, but they never let me feel like a first-time director, right? In fact, I think there were times that they went slightly out of their way to let me feel like, oh, that's how you want it? Okay, I have a suggestion, this, that, and the other. So I was made to feel extremely comfortable and at home by sir and ma'am. So genuinely, for me to find my voice on the set was very easy. And I think now they'll feel too much.
Oh, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, too much. So I would go to sir. There were many times as the scene was getting lit, I would go and knock on sir's van. I say, sir, this is the scene, but I just want to add this thing. What is your thought? And we just sit and we jam for 5-10 minutes. He said, what if we did this? What if we did this? And that's how it would come. And then whether I agreed, disagreed, and we molded and shaped it into what was. So for me, that part of it was genuinely very easy. I did not have any hassle dealing with veterans on my set.
No, of course not. Yeah. There can't be a hassle. It's, as I said, one of the biggest plus points to have people there, and especially the people.
No, we can be pain in your backside sometimes, but
really?
Yeah, we were just really nice to him.
Yeah.
Oh, then
because my mother would send food on set now.
Oh my God, that's the trick.
Auntie's cooking can find solutions to a lot of things.
Yeah. No, and I'm sure it's been a wonderful year for the family, because we started off with, Boman sir's film.
The father and son are both debuting as directors, both making father and son films.
In the same year.
Yeah.
It's
really worry about what's going on at home. But anyway.
Prithvi, I have to ask you that here you are, you have had a father in the movies. Kajol's had a mother in the movies. Ibrahim has parents in the movies. Do you think it's tougher today to make your own space in the movies if you come from a family that has actors?
Oh. So, this is, I get asked this question a lot, because I am in all its, in all its utility, a Nepo Kid. My dad was an actor, my mother is an actress. So I am very much, what you would call a Nepo Kid, where I come from. But the thing that I keep repeating is, make no mistake, I got my opportunity for my first film only because of my surname. Right? My first film came to me only because I'm so-and-so's son. But only my first film came to me because I'm so-and-so's son. So the thing with cinema is you could be anyone, but come that Friday, people take your surname out of the judgment. They only watch you on screen, and if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. Unlike, let's say, a corporate setup where a dad could maybe protect his son with a very good board of directors. In cinema, you can't do that. Ultimately, come that Friday, it is all up to you. Is it tough? Yes, it is tough. Are we Nepo kids at an advantage? Definitely. Absolutely. There is no denying that. I know I did not get my first film because I was the best option at that point. I'm sure there were thousands of others way more talented, way more deserving than me. But the opportunity came my way and I took it. And from there on, I worked really hard. That much I can say.
Yeah, but do you think
people are I've had the same conversation with Ibrahim actually. And he is actually matured enough to understand this. I've told him, a lot about why you're doing this film is because of who you are. Yeah, there's been an audition. Kayo's really taken him through the, steps, and he's had to work really, really hard. But of course, how did your name first come into contention? It's because he's so-and-so's son. So I've told him that, this opportunity will come your way. But what happens from here on is completely up to you. And I have been witness to the kind of work this boy is put in for this film. And if he will keep at it, if he will do the same kind of work, I really have high hopes on him. Because one thing I can tell you is, as a co-actor and as a filmmaker, is that the camera absolutely loves him.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the film is going to drop on Jio Hotstar, and that is on this weekend.
Yes.
And I feel like the advantage there is that so many more people are going to watch it. And I think that that's what I want to leave you with, the idea of a first film, the idea of perhaps a 100th film, if I'm right. More than 100 films. You know, it still feels like it's one of the most important things that happens to our lives.
Yeah.
And this is not just as actors and creators, also for audiences, because we're looking forward to this film. Before I go, I would love to wish the both of you luck with Sarzameen.
Thank you.
On the 25th of July, please watch Sarzameen only on Jio Hotstar.
Sarzameen streams on Jio Hotstar from the 25th of July. Please do watch it with your family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kayoze Irani and I'm on Just to Film.
Hi, this is Prithviraj and you're watching me on Just to Film.